But first, tonight's top story, the U.S. debt downgrade and how it could affect you. Investors were already jittery about the U.S. economy, but the recent downgrade sent the stock market plummeting more than 600 points today.
So what could this mean for your pocketbook? WVUA's Travis Leader has more.
As far as individuals are concerned, it's probably more of a question of creating anxiety again, creating questions about the U.S. economy, which in turn creates questions about their jobs, incomes, so forth.
Investment manager Stephen Reinhardt says families may soon have less bang for their bucks at grocery stores and retail chains.
In the long run, the average person is going to find their standard of living down and their cost of living up through higher basic materials, higher things that they're buying, and the fact that a lower dollar price erodes your purchasing power.
Reinhardt says the recent downgrade stalled what was an increase in consumer spending.
Everybody's retirement plan is taking a hit on the short run, so that could affect how people spend their money.
He says now is not the time to panic.
Yes, there's 9.1% unemployment, but that also means there's 90.9% employed. And so keep on doing what you were doing. You know, if you go out once a week, keep going out once a week. Don't look at this as a second wave of the end of the world.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
And this is the first time since November that the blue chip index has been so low.
New at 6, WVUA is covering Greene County, where Green Track is fighting a $75 million tax bill from the state. Alabama's Revenue Department is trying to collect more than $61 million in taxes and more than $13 million in interest for sales tax. State officials say the taxes were not paid on electronic bingo proceeds from 2004 through 2008. But Green Track says state law prohibits levying sales tax on the machine's gross receipts. The Track's accountant says the bill exceeds their asset, which they say are only about 1/5 of the tax bill. A status conference has been set for later this month.
On your health watch, getting ready for school means more than buying paper and pencils. It means getting those important health vaccinations. The Tuscaloosa County Health Department is hosting a back-to-school immunization clinic this week. According to the state health department, each child must have age-appropriate immunizations prior to entering kindergarten through the 12th grade. Public Health Nurse Administrator Dr. Pamela Moody says the vaccines are an important step in protecting the health of your child.
The repercussions of having the disease far more outweighs the risk of taking any immunizations. I know there are still some parents out there that worry about autism, you know, as a result of taking immunizations, but studies have proven that that is not true.
Vaccinations will be available without an appointment. Officials say the vaccinations are free if you bring your Medicaid card. The cost for other people will be based on their income. The vaccinations are available Tuesday and Thursday from 1 o'clock until 6 and Wednesday and Friday from 1 o'clock until 5. For more information, call area code 205-562-7007.
School leaders are adding another item to the checklist this fall, immigration status. State education officials say the new law will not keep children from attending public schools. Tuscaloosa County School Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo says they aren't doing anything different in terms of students who enroll in the schools. Costanzo says the system will now gather data and report it. They do not take any action. He said parents need to know children who enroll in the school system will be provided with an education.
There's nothing in the law that has any bearing on the child's right to an education, and that's under FAPE. FAPE is the free and appropriate public education for everyone who is living in this country, who lives in this county, and so the main thing is that they understand that.
The new law is set to take effect September 1st.
There are new developments surrounding the No Child Left Behind law. The Obama administration unveiled a plan today to grant waivers to all 50 states. The president sent lawmakers an overall proposal 16 months ago, but they have not reached an agreement. The schools will have to meet other school reform requirements. Critics say the law's benchmarks are unrealistic, and officials say more than 80% of all U.S. schools could be labeled as failures next year if No Child Left Behind is not changed. The administration is expected to release district waiver details next month.
In Montgomery, the jury in the state's gambling corruption trial wrapped up its fourth day of deliberations. After hearing 2 months' worth of trial testimony, the jury must decide the verdicts for 9 defendants. They are accused of buying and selling votes on pro-gambling legislation. A defense attorney says it's unrealistic for anyone to think a verdict will be quick. The jury began deliberations late Friday and worked through the weekend. On trial are casino owner Milton McGregor, 2 of his lobbyists, 4 current or former state senators, a casino spokesman, and a former legislative bill writer.